Hi Mahjong lovers, this is Mahjong Samurai. Let's enjoy Mahjong World. Today, I'd like to introduce the folding cheat sheet to you. Have you ever been uncertain about which tile is safer to discard when considering folding? Don't worry, all you need is just remember the chart. Your deal-in rate should definitely decrease, leading to an improvement in your Mahjong skills. Stay tuned and look forward to it. Here is the abstract of this video. When deciding to fold, you should prioritize discarding tiles in this order as shown. Additionally, if you have 2 or more identical tiles in your hand, you should treat them as 1 rank up safer tiles. I'll also share some tips that are known only to a few, but you can easily apply them immediately. Don't miss out. Before we begin, let me give you a brief introduction about myself. I'm Japanese and a passionate Riichi Mahjong enthusiast. As you may know, Japan is at the forefront of Mahjong theory, and as a native player, I'm here to bring you the latest and greatest tactics straight from the source. Alright, let's get started. Folding is a crucial technique in Mahjong. Look at this graph. This graph illustrates the correlation between a player's level in Tenhou and their deal-in rate. As you can observe, as the player's Mahjong skill level increases, the deal-in rate decreases. This highlights the significance of minimizing the deal-in rate as a fundamental strategy for ranking up. So, how can we effectively reduce the deal-in rate? Your deal-in rate is primarily influenced by 2 techniques, the folding technique and the push or fold judgment. In this video, we'll concentrate on the folding technique, while the push or fold judgment will be covered in a separate video. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for that upcoming content. Now, let's delve into the rankings of safety tiles. Genbutsu. The most secure tile in the game is the Genbutsu tile. Genbutsu tiles are 100% safe for a specific player. When making the decision to fold, your initial step should be to identify any Genbutsu tiles in your hand and discard them. Genbutsu refers to tiles that are discarded by the player in tenpai, or Riichi situations, tiles that have been called by other players, and tiles discarded after declaring Riichi. According to the Riichi Mahjong rule, known as the Furiten rule, you are 100% safe by discarding a Genbutsu tile. As an example, the tiles marked in white are Genbutsu. Be sure not to overlook tiles that have been called. In this case, discarding 3 of circles or south is correct action, because they are Genbutsu. 2 or more visible honor tile. The next safest tile is the 2 or more visible honor tile. In Mahjong, there are 4 identical tiles of each kind. If you can see multiple identical tiles, it indicates that the remaining tile of that kind is either in an opponent's closed hand or among the remaining tiles in the wall. For instance, if you draw 1 south tile and other players have already discarded 3 south, this situation is referred to as a south is 4 visible situation. When you count the number of visible tiles, never forget to check Dora indicator. This implies that the remaining south tile is 0, and naturally, south is not in the opponent's hand. In the scenario where all 4 honor tiles are visible, you won't deal in by discarding the 4th honor tile, unless your opponent is in tenpai for 13 orphans. However, the likelihood of this occurrence is minimal, and not a major concern. In the case of the 3 honor tiles visible situation, only 13 orphans or single weight can lead to a Ron against the 3rd honor tile. This situation is also quite rare. 2 honor tiles visible is for 13 orphans, single weight, and champon weight. Therefore, you can discard the 2 or more visible honor tile without significant risk. Suji. Here, I'm introducing a highly significant concept known as Suji. Suji is safety tiles by avoiding side-weight scenarios. For instance, if an opponent discards the 4 of characters, the 1 of characters becomes a safety Suji tile, because the possibility of forming a side weight with the 2 and 3 of characters is eliminated. Similarly, the 7 of characters becomes a safety Suji tile in this situation, since the 5 and 6 of characters side weights can also be negated by discarding the 4 of characters. This pattern extends to other situations as well. When the opponent discards the 5 of characters, the 2 and 8 of characters become safety Suji tiles. Likewise, when the opponent discards the 6 of characters, the 3 and 9 of characters are considered safety Suji tiles. Likewise, if 1 and 7 are Genbutsu, then 4 becomes a Suji tile. Similarly, when 2 and 8 are Genbutsu, 5 becomes a Suji. And when 3 and 9 are Genbutsu, 6 becomes a Suji. A simple way to remember this is like 147, 258, 369, 147, 258, 369. Regarding Suji 1 or 9, you only deal in when facing the opponent's single weight, Shanpon weight, or 13 orphan scenarios. In the case of Suji 4, 5, 6, and 2 or 8, it is added with closed weight, and Suji 3 or 7 adds further edge weight. No chance. When you have visibility of all 4 number tiles, this circumstance is referred to as a no-chance situation. In a no-chance situation, you can identify safety tiles by eliminating the possibility of side weights. For instance, when all 4 2 of circles tiles are visible, the 1 of circle tile becomes a safety tile since the opponent cannot possess a side weight with 2 and 3 of circles. Similarly, by following this principle, you can identify safety tiles as illustrated. While it might be a bit challenging for beginners to identify all 4 visible tiles during gameplay, employing the no-chance theory can certainly elevate your Mahjong skills and give you an edge over your competitors. It's important to note that melded tiles and the Dora indicator are susceptible to miscounts. Make sure not to overlook them. One chance. One chance is a slightly less robust version of no chance. When you have visibility of 3 identical tiles, this scenario is referred to as one chance. In the one chance situation, you can identify tiles that are slightly safer to discard. Tiles outside early discards. Tiles outside of the number tiles that have been discarded in the early turns are relatively safe tiles. For instance, if the 8 of bamboo is discarded early on, the 9 of bamboo becomes a relatively safe tile. This is because you can guess that 8 of bamboo was an isolated tile. Therefore, it seems that his weight is not 7 and 8. As a result, you can see the 9 of bamboo is a relatively safety tile. One-side Suji. One-side Suji refers to tiles with numbers 4, 5, or 6 that only have one-side Suji discarded. For example, if a 1 is discarded, the 4 becomes a one-side Suji. If a 2 is discarded, the 5 becomes a one-side Suji. Similarly, the 6 becomes a one-side Suji when A is discarded, and the 4 becomes a one-side Suji when a 7 is discarded, the 5 when a 8 is discarded, and the 6 when a 9 is discarded. Discarding one-side Suji is risky and should be avoided if possible. I'd like to share tips that are known only to a few. When a 9 is discarded, the 6 is slightly safer than the 3. This is because dealing in with the 6 involves 4 patterns: single weight, Shanpon weight, 4 and 5 side weight, and 5 and 7 closed weight. However, dealing in with the 3 involves 5 patterns: single weight, double pawn weight, 4 and 5 side weight, 2 and 4 closed weight, and 1 and 2 edge weight. Due to the additional 1 and 2 edge weight pattern, the 3 is riskier than the 6 when a 9 is discarded. Similarly, when 1 is discarded, 4 is safer than 7 because of edge weight. If you hold 2 or more identical tiles in your hand, you should consider them as 1 rank-up safer tiles. For instance, if you possess 2 Suji 3 tiles, you can treat them as being as safe as Suji 2 or 8 tiles. This is due to the fact that if you can discard one of them without dealing in, you can confidently discard the same tile in the subsequent turn. It's true that initially discarding one of the identical tiles might carry a slightly elevated risk compared to discarding a single tile. This is because the likelihood of an opponent waiting for the 2 or more tiles in your hand is slightly higher than usual. Nonetheless, discarding them becomes safer since you can do so securely in the following turns. For example, when discarding 2 different tiles with a 90% safety rate each, the overall safety probability would be 90% x 90% equals 81%. On the other hand, if you discard 2 identical tiles with an 85% safety rate each, the overall safety probability would be 85% x 100% equal 85%, making it relatively safer in the end. Don't overly worry about discarding 2 or more identical tiles from your hand. The explanation is now concluded. Excellent job. Be sure to commit this chart to memory. If memorizing everything immediately proves difficult, consider taking a screenshot of the chart. When you review the log after dealing into someone else's hand, check whether you were able to adhere to this chart. Consistent practice is the key to enhancement. All right, let's proceed to the practice. Practice 1. Which is safer? The answer is 5 of circles. 5 of circles is Suji 5, and 9 of characters is non-Suji 9. Practice 2. Which is safer? The answer is 2 of characters. 2 of characters is no chance by 4 visible 4 of characters, and 7 of characters is Suji 7. Practice 3. Which is safer? The answer is 6 of bamboo. As explained in tips, 6 of bamboo is safer than 3 of bamboo. Compared to 6 of bamboo, 3 of bamboo carries more risk due to the presence of 1-2 of bamboo edge weight. Well done. That's it for today's video. I do thank you very much for your watching. As mentioned in the introduction, to reduce deal-in rate, not only folding technique, but also push or fold judgment is needed. I'm making the video about push or fold judgment, so please look forward to it and subscribe. If you have any remaining questions or if you'd like to make any requests for Mahjong strategies, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. It would bring me great joy if you could consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.